there were so many lessons that came out of this period of sickness that I can't possibly even remember them all. I think I'm integrating them, but remembering things isn't always necessary because they're in there. They're where they need to be. But the biggest one for me has been this insistence on duty, which I may have mentioned earlier, but it's gone deeper and deeper and deeper. Where I don't honor my feminine side, my feelings, when it comes to anything that I feel like is a duty to do. My willpower totally instantly overpowers it, and I just do things that I feel are obligated or that I'm duty bound to do. And I think that goes way, way back. I think it's been a pattern forever that I've never broken out of in any life until now, which would make sense. That's how it works. Right. Anything I'm working on now is something I haven't broken out of in another life, probably. Anyway, maybe that's not entirely true. I'm not sure, but something like that. So where this really started to show up for me, and it's been percolating in over the past few days, is with this video challenge, in fact. Because I was thinking that there are times when it's not going to be in alignment for me to make and share a video. Like when I go to the meditation retreat, I put my phone away for the whole time. That's sacred to me. So then I was like, well, this is the mind. Maybe I can still record a video every day, and then when it's over, upload all of them. And I was like, that sounds awful. Why would I do that to myself? That doesn't sound loving. My feelings were like, no. And I was listening to my feelings now. Just before I was like, oh, I have to do it every single day. And it's continued to unfold even to the point where I get a lot of information, and I felt duty bound to share all of it. Also ignoring my feelings about certain things, like certain things that they're not ready to be shared. People aren't ready to hear them. It's just not the right timing. Like the body knows this stuff, and the mind's just like, oh, just share it, push through, share it all the time. It's your duty, it's your job. And no, some of that stuff is just for me right now to understand and integrate and process. It's not meant to go in video at this moment. Maybe later, but I have to listen to when it's time. And I also had the whole mess where I was making a backlog of videos, and it was just a mess, right? That was a total mess for me. How to flow, not honoring my feelings, totally blah. And so what I've realized is that I've kind of repeated a cycle again, because I learned this lesson already, actually about making videos, in fact. I had done the 90 days of videos, which started as 30 days, and I was like, oh, I can do more, I can do 90 days. And at the end of that, I knew the bigger challenge for me was to stop than to continue, because willpower, at least for many years now, has not been an area that I'm challenged in. Well, that's not totally true, at least not in this area of making and sharing videos or writing. Like I shared before, it has been an area where I've been out of balance when it came to anger, the emotion of anger that would override my willpower. So again, it's complex. What your balance between masculine and feminine is very complex. It's different in different emotions, different things, different scenarios. But with this video sharing, and the same thing with blogging. I wrote every day for 72 days. And I've stopped doing both those things at the same time, because I was like, I can do this forever. This is not expansive for me. This is not growth. This is running on kind of autopilot. And then I committed to doing it again. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But I had to do that to see that it didn't make any sense for me, to feel this misalignment. And so I've been feeling like, okay, I'm not stopping, doesn't feel right. What is the transformation? And it's not stopping all the challenges either, because some challenges are expansive, like breath work every day. That's an expansive thing for me to do. Reading the devotional book that I have, like, I've never read anything like that, and I don't know where that's going, why I'm even doing it, but it feels like something important to do on a daily basis. And it's not something that will interrupt the other parts of my life. Fasting every Monday, also very expansive. So I'm not saying that all willpower-based commitments are not expansive for me or for anyone that has strong willpower. You kind of have to feel which things are, right? That's that balance. If you just assume with the mind that any kind of challenge is expansive, you're going to get yourself stuck in ugly situations. And so now it takes courage to be like, I'm changing this thing that I said I was going to do. And that's what I have to do. So what it looks like now it's going to be is I'm going to have a goal of sharing 365 videos over the course of the year, over the course of 2020. And I'm going to do it as determined by flow, right? So there might be days where I share a bunch, like today. There might be days where I share none. There might be periods where I disappear and put my phone away, like the meditation retreat, or other times. Maybe if I go to Rhythmia, I might not be making videos there or sharing them, or it'll be totally based on honoring my feelings and being in flow, which is what's expansive with this kind of sharing for me. So it's still a 365 thing. It's 365 videos in a year. So it's just changed a bit. It feels so right and so aligned. And I'm giving myself permission to actually follow my feelings. Feels amazing. Yeah, it feels amazing to listen to your feelings. To give yourself that permission to not judge yourself for changing something and just... So that is the modification. I think the other things are staying as they are, for now. But it's also, I can make another commitment that I'm going to honor my feelings on a daily basis, because that would also be expansive. 365 days of honoring, tuning into my feelings, and not letting my mind and its sense of duty, quote unquote, kind of run the show all the time. There needs to be a balance there. If you look at your own life, you can see where you're out of balance in the feminine or the masculine, perhaps, and you can see where it makes sense to make a change, because that's the period that we're in right now. We're in a period where we're moving into a new reality. And because it's new, it requires us to do new things. So something that I did, I heard this from Allie today, and it resonated so deeply with me. And maybe it should be a separate video, but it's not going to be, because I just want to keep going. So what I did was, what she described was basically there's the old and familiar and the new and strange. And we want to stop doing the old and familiar, because everything that feels old and familiar and feels good because it is, those are all our old patterns. All of them. They're the things that don't serve us anymore. They're the things that don't help us grow. They're the things that hold us back. And the things that seem new and strange, and perhaps exciting and expansive, they're the things we need to do more of. More and more and more of them. So I made a list in my journal of one column of old and familiar, another column of new and strange, and wrote down what went in those. And I encourage you to do the same, and then try to do less of one and more of the other. And magic will happen. Thank you.